What it do? It's your boy Illuminated D. And you know what I'm saying? We back with another one. The first thing that I want to do is thank you to everybody who's liked and commented. And to all the subscribers. Pops and I want to let you know how much we really appreciate you for you to come and spend your time with us and consume the content. While we understanding that you have busy lives, thank you. Bless. Because we understand that your lives are important, so we want to provide you equal value. Now, today's video is going to be a mukbang slash topic session because I'm on lunch break and I gotta eat and work at the same time. So it's kind of, usually I'll eat and then I'll get to work. Like I'll make a video for y'all, but today I just gotta talk and eat at the same time. So please bear with me. I'm having Chipotle, a chicken Chipotle bowl, guacamole, lettuce, cheese, pico de gallo, brown rice, and black beans, all right? So, let's jump right into this. I'm not going to make it weird. I'm really just going to talk to y'all and tell y'all how I'm feeling. So, Pops recently did a video about these 70-year-olds who purchased or they bought into a 401k plan. You know, there's many different kinds. I won't go too deep into it. I'll let you do your research on that. But there was this couple who was like 70. And basically, they had to go back to work. You know, I think this is the scariest thing. Imagine putting 30, 40 years into a career, and at the end of it, you retire, and at that time, you sitting on a bag. But the issue is that you sitting on that bag and you spinning the bag, right? They were spinning their bag, so they had probably made like 2 million, 3 million, and they probably retired in their 40s, you know, because back in the day, people would retire around 42, 50, and they're expecting that $3 million to carry them forever. But you know the sick part, about it is that nobody ever told us, hey, whenever you're done with the investment, you pull it out and you swing that investment over into a vehicle, not an actual car. You can swing it over into an index fund. You can swing it over into a stock. You can swing it over into a couple different things. And then their $3 million could have potentially been paying them $30,000 every single month. And that's if you're getting it at a 1% dividend rate return. Why is it that nobody telling us this? Can you imagine how he felt going to his wife and saying, babe, no, sorry. Can you imagine him getting that phone call from his financial advisor? Hey, Mr. Jefferson, hey, you know, we're looking at your 401k account and, you know, and let's say they took it out. They probably took it out, their 401k. So we're looking at your account and you're sitting at roughly like $100,000, but the trajectory is that, you know, in the next 3 years, living at this rate, you're going to run out of money. Well, Mr. Pete, what do you mean I'm going to run out of money? I thought we had $3 million in the account. I thought we were good. Well, Mr. Jeff, you know, you retired at 42. And y'all been living off this $3 million for a long time. Well, Mr. Pete, why didn't you tell us something ahead of time? Why didn't you tell us about this? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Jeff. It really just slipped my mind. I thought you already knew. You were already in the 401k. I figured that you would have known this. Mr. Pete. Listen, Mr. Jefferson, I'm thinking that maybe it's time that you go and pick up a part-time job. Maybe you go to Publix. You can go work at the grocery store and make a very good amount of money to slow down this inflation rate so that you're not having to be all the way without the money that you need. Well, where am I supposed to work? I'm 70. I've been in the house for years. There's no way that I can do it by myself. Well, maybe you need to tell Mrs. Jefferson she needs to go to work too. And you know what's sick? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. She said, it's hard. She said, we're going to make it. But bro, they 70. So you can imagine that if nobody raises you and tells you, hey, look, if you're going to invest in these type of vehicles, this is what you need to do after the vehicle matures. And when I'm talking about a vehicle, I'm not talking about a car. I'm talking about an asset that whenever you pay into it, it either rises in percentage rate, which means that you're making more money, or it's accumulating more money so that you're making more money while it's in that vehicle. In the appreciation rate over time will allow you to pull out a large lump sum of money based off of the trajectory of where the market has been going. But the sick part is a lot of people doing this. A lot of people are investing in the 401k. They're investing into their Roth IRA. They're investing into their mutual funds, their money markets. But nobody telling you, after you're done investing and it's matured, that you need to swing it over into another vehicle that's going to pay you a monthly dividend rate return. So if you take your 3 million, your 10 million, and you start spending the 3 million, now you're losing dividend rate return potential because you didn't take the asset and swing it over into something that's going to allow that money, that large lump sum of money, to work. And then it'll make more money for you, and then it'll pay you a residual. See, remember, it's like if you get $1 million, instead of going to buy a Lamborghini, you take your million, you swing it over into an index fund. I don't know. Everybody likes a different type of index funds. I'm just using very basic terminology right now. I'm using light terminology. I'm not going deep. And you swing it over, and basically that $1 million can potentially pay you $10,000 every month. You save that up for another 20 years. And if you want to, you know what I'm saying, you might have to get another job. Then you get your Lamborghini. The sick part about it is that the way that everything's going, you got to have multiple streams of income. You got to have multiple streams, because if you make $2,000 every 2 weeks, and then you want to buy a house, well, it depends on your nest egg. It really depends on how much money you got saved up. But the average American, they literally say don't have more than $3,000. So if you don't got $3,000, how are you going to put a down payment? Well, that's not true. No. How are you going to put a down payment on a $250,000 house? Well, most people will be like, oh, well, that's only 3%. You know what I'm saying? You might put down $6,000. $9,000 at that, really. And then you got to pay closing costs. I have been listening to Vice President, and she's saying if she get in, she gonna give all minorities the ability for the first time home buyer program to get $20,000 up front. That might get you in a potential crib if you do it right. Because you need enough to you need enough to cover closing costs. You need enough to cover escrow, tax, insurance, You got to get the they usually make you get what's it called? They usually make you get a property insurance, but it's like homeowners insurance. They make you get like a year's homeowners insurance unless the previous owner pays for it. So there's these things that you have to pay for. So usually the closing cost is usually going to be around 30 to 60,000. Some people will be like, oh, it's 20,000, but everything wrapped in together with all the money that you have to spend usually is going to run you about 20 to 60, between there, depending on how expensive the house is. And I'm not saying that it's all about the property. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is to us family, our community, that this is important and we need to be talking about this, because for you to invest all your life, for you to work every single day grinding, and then you get to a point of comfortability, and then one day you get a call and they're like, hey, look, we're sorry, you're running out of money. Well, there's only one way to run out of money, and that's if you're spending the money. So I want to be the first person to tell you that should be the first priority on your mind, is how do you make sure when you get up in age that you're not having to work at 70? Go back and watch that video, 401k is a scam. Go watch that shit. I'm not saying it's a scam. That's what the video's called. But what I'm saying is that the processes are already built in place, but the knowledge is sold separately. It's easy to get in. It's easy to get in. Of course you can have a 401k. Of course you can. But you know what's funny? The world is already built how the world is built. So right now the systems are set in place unless you create the system. So basically, like, if you got $1 million, you know that you still got to eat. You know that you still got to drive. You know that you still got to do these things. So the money's always going to flow back into the system. It's all dependent on what can you invest in to capture a portion out of the system to pay you every single month. I figured it out already. I bought time dividend on Post Chain. I'm already getting paid my residual every single month. And you got to remember, Bitcoin took 10 years to appreciate to where it is today. Ethereum took time too. It took Ethereum years. It took Avalanche a couple years. It took Solana some years. So, understanding that, I think that this is super important for us to be having this conversation, because I know a lot of our followers are wealthy and they're smart, because I see the conversations that we have. But for the ones that are younger and just coming in, and y'all are still on the grind like me, because remember, we got two different sides of this. The older community, they already put in their time. We still putting in our time and effort. So since we still putting in our time and effort, and we still out here grinding, we should be building processes and using our age as leverage to get us places exponentially faster, to set systems in place, to start being producers and not always being consumers, so that we don't have to work forever. So, this is what I'm going to do for y'all. Because I'm a firm believer to never tell anybody to do anything that you wouldn't do. Right? So I'm going to go first. I'm going to do it first. So I never tell anybody to do something that I would never do because I'm not that type. I go first. I do it before you. But after I do it, when I proved it is possible, family, it's going to be time to cook. Because there's 2,000 of us. And out of 2,000 of us, if we all blow in a bag together between each other and helping each other be successful, there's no way that all of us couldn't be rich. There are 7.7 billion people on Earth. And all it takes is a smart community to come together and be successful. So this is what I'm going to do for you all. Y'all see the Greek Body Bootcamp shirts that we be rocking? That Pops be rocking? That's going to be the next Gymshark. Alright? I'm telling y'all ahead of time. It's going to be the next Gymshark. A satire Gymshark. But it's not going to be Gymshark. We're going to find our own niche in the market. And in the Dixon brand, because you know we got Illuminated D, but Dixon pretty much. We're going to provide y'all with the boxers and the underwear line. It's going to be like Tommy Hilfiger or Hanes. We're going to rebuild it. And then we're going to put it on. And we're going to rock it. And after you see me rocking it, every single video. After you see me rocking it, every single video, be prepared to start your business. Be prepared for it. And be ready. All right? Because this is very important. And we all need to start making multiple streams of income. So this goes back to the topic of what are we going to do in order to set ourselves apart individually as a team to put our community on the map, help market each other, put each other on the map, and then start making bread together as a team, and then we cultivate that and build, all right? Because we all want to be successful, we all want to be somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we're doing this right here, right now. Today's video was enjoyed by Chipotle. And, you know, we get to it. Everybody be blessed. Be safe. We out.